When hinges creak in doorless chambers.
Hold up, just a second. Some of you watching this may not be experienced Blender users. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Down below is a link to Gumroad, where you can purchase all of the pumpkin rigs for $15. Anyway, back to the tutorial. Step 1, making the pumpkin face. Start by making a plane. Rotate that plane, then scale it up. Now create a new object. Any object, doesn't matter. We're going to go into edit mode and then delete all vertices. Make sure you're in vertex selection. Hold down Control and right click. That'll create a new point. Then you can Control right click or you can press E to extrude. On the last 2 points, select them and press F to fill. I'll duplicate this over for another eye and the nose. Then I'll do the Control right click and extrude and create the mouth. Next, we need to fill these in with geometry. Switch to edge selection. Select an edge and then press F to fill. Keep filling in the edges until your whole mouth shape is filled. Then select the eyes and the nose and fill those in as well. Next, we're going to add a solidify modifier. Click the Add modifier, go to Generate, then Solidify. Increase the thickness. Now, if yours is messed up like this, what you need to do is flip the normals. So select the faces that are messed up. Then go to Mesh, Normals, then Flip, and that'll correct those faces. Now I'm going to separate these objects out into their own. So I'm going to press P while in edit mode and separate by loose parts. Go back into object mode, then push these things back into the plane. To make things easier, we're going to enable an add-on in the user preferences. Go to Get Extensions and then type in Bool. We want to turn on Bool Tool. Press N to open the N panel. Go to Edit, then Boolean. Select all of the face pieces, then the plane, and select Difference under Brush Boolean. This will cut that shape out of the plane. Now on the plane, we can add a solidify modifier to give it thickness. With this method of making the pumpkin face, we can move the pumpkin face around as we want. I can rotate things and I can scale them. It's rotating weird here because the origin point is off. So what you'll do is right click and select Set Origin, Origin to Geometry. Make sure you do that on all the objects. Now, next I'll duplicate this plane back, or you can create a new plane, and I'll just remove all of the modifiers from it. This will act as the inside of the pumpkin. If you go to rendered view, we have a light that's defaulted, and we can change the color of that to something more like a candle. And then I'll change the color of the background to be an orange color, so it looks more like the inside of a pumpkin. We're going to give the main plane a material now. Select that, click New, and change the surface from Principled BSDF to Holdout. This will allow us to do transparent renders with these faces on top of it. To make it appear transparent, we need to go to the Render Properties tab, click on Film, and then Transparent. Now we need to create the other mouth shapes for this thing to make it sing. Select the mouth, then go to the Object Data Properties tab, and select plus on the shape keys. Do it twice. We need the basis and then the key 1, which we'll rename by double-clicking, and we'll do the shape for the mouth. Go into edit mode, and then reshape the mouth to do the shape. If I play with the value on the you can see it open and close. Now I'm going to create some more. I'm going to do another one for E. Another one for ah. And another one for ooh. These 4 mouth shapes will allow us to lip sync to pretty much anything. Now we're going to add shape keys to the eyes. What I ended up doing here was joining them together. I'm going to do a look left and a look right and closed eyes. I will do the same for the nose, because like when you look around and you move your face, your nose kind of moves as well. So we're going to do the same thing with this pumpkin. Step 2. We need to create the rig for this thing. So I'm going to start with a plane. This will be just kind of a border for me to put stuff. It doesn't really do anything, but it'll act as a marker for where I want to put my other objects. I'll go ahead and rename this to control border bounds, control bounds. Then I'm going to add in a new text object. Let's rotate that up so you can see it. And move it into place. You're going to go into edit mode on this, which allows you to type, and we'll type mouth. This will be our mouth control. I'm going to zero out the location, and then I just want to move it forward on the y-axis. It's very important that X and Z are 0 when we're rigging this thing. I'll duplicate that, rename it to eyes. These will be our controls. Let's start with the mouth. I'm going to select the mouth, and then I'm going to go to the and right-click on the value and select Add Driver. Click on the Animation tab at the top. Change the left window to Drivers. Open Key and click Value and then you want to go to Drivers, and this is where we can script this. So I'm going to choose the object I want to control that mouth shape. I'll select the mouth control. I can change the location of the object so that when I move that location, it will animate the mouth. So I'm going to set this one to Y, and I'm going to change it to local space. So when I move that thing up, it's going to close the mouth. Now my preference is I like the mouth to be closed when I move down. So I'm going to change it, the expression where var plus 0, 0, I'm going to change it. So I'll get rid of the 0, 0, and then I'll make it negative var. So if it goes in the negative Y direction, it's going to close the mouth. Then what I'll do is I'll right-click on that driver, copy driver, and then select the other shape keys and right-click and paste driver into the value of all of those. Now we just need to go and edit each driver. So I'll go to the E, and in this one I want it to go on the x-axis, positive x. So I'll just set that to var. And then the ah, that will be the opposite of so that'll be on the y, but I'll set that to positive y. And the ooh, I will set to negative x. So now when I move the mouth around, everything moves together and it blends those shapes together so that I can kind of work this like a puppet while audio is playing. And it makes it really quick to animate. Now I'll do the same thing for the eyes. So I'll select the eyes, add the drivers for the eye control, copy and paste it into the other ones, set it to the right direction. And then also add that to the nose. So now if I move the eyes and the mouth control together, you can see that all of the blend shapes, or shape keys rather, are working together. Animating. Okay, we're going to bring in our audio, so go to Add Workspace, Video Editing, and then Video Editing. Go find your audio. Then we're going to drag it in.
When hinges creak in doorless chambers.
Okay, so now when I push play on my animation, you're going to hear that audio. I'm going to turn on auto key here, select my mouth, and then try to match it with the voice. This might take a few tries.
When hinges creak in doorless chambers.
Once you have it how you want, you can go back and then animate the eyes.
When hinges creak in doorless chambers. When hinges creak in doorless chambers.
Step 4, lining up the projector. Set up your pumpkins, turn on your projector, and then go line up your camera where the projector's pointing at and take a picture. We're going to bring that back into Blender to line up and render on top of. Step 5, rendering. Okay, now that we've got that, we need to go into our camera view. You can click the camera icon or press 0 on the number pad. Click on your camera, go to the camera icon on the right, and we want to add background images, then click Add Image and Open. Then go find the image that you took. Panel, click View, and then under View Lock, click Camera to View. This will allow you to move the camera in place. I'm going to switch the picture to be in front instead of back, and then I'm going to move this around and scale back or move forward until the picture of the pumpkin lines up with the picture on the camera. And you can set it back to back, and you can turn up the opacity or down the opacity.
In doorless
chambers. It look like on
chambers.
top of your pumpkin. You can add more faces. I'm going to just duplicate this one just so you can see it. So I duplicated those face shapes, and I just need to remove the brush cutters and then reapply the difference brush to the plane. But you can do totally different faces and then do their own controls.
When hinges creak in doorless chambers.
Next, we need to render this out. Click on the render properties. It looks like a printer. We're going to go to Output, name it. File format needs to be FFmpeg. Encoding needs to be set from Matroska to MPEG-4. And then under audio, we need to do MP3 or whatever format you want. Render animation. It'll render out each frame. I've sped this up. It's going to be a little slower than this. Put the video on your projector. You might have to do some rearranging of the pumpkins. This one, I maybe needed to bring the pumpkin a little closer because you can see that the light's going past it. But that's it. Hope that helps you.